Hey everybody, welcome back to Starkey Forum said, oh my sweet Jesus. We get to talk about this. So I introduced the screwworm to you guys a while back. So let me just break this down for y'all. Bird flu wiped out turkeys, chickens, quail, the whole nine yards, right? Now we're looking down at something called the New World screwworm. Okay. Now, there's finally been a death. I say finally because they've been telling us the sucker was coming back, right? So this article is the Mexico Daily Post. You can see it up here at the top. Wednesday, July 30th, 2025. It says first human death in Mexico from screwworm confirmed, 86-year-old woman. I'm drinking my afternoon coffee. My days are split up into two. I get up, take care of the animals, do a video for you guys, take care of business. Then I have lunch with my husband. And then, by 3:30, I'm focused on going back to doing what I have to take care of, right? Because I run a 2-acre farmstead. Look at this thing. What? Look at this. Ugh. All right, let's see what they say. The Federal Ministry of Health confirmed the death of an 86-year-old woman who suffered from advanced cancer and a cattle screwworm infection. According to the information released by the General Directorate of Social Communication, the patient had invasive squamous cell carcinoma that had been present for more than 10 years, in addition to systematic arterial hypertension. In May 2025, she was diagnosed with an infection, a species responsible for causing wounds by depositing its larvae. Look at this, depositing its larvae in living tissue. All right, document states that the patient received timely medical attention for the MIEs and was referred to oncological treatment. However, on July 21st this year, family reported her death due to complications from the cancer. They're blaming on the cancer. She was 86. God bless her. She had a very long, prosperous life, I'm sure. The screwworm, common in livestock environment, poses a health risk to animals and, in very rare cases, to humans. Health authorities recommend maintaining hygiene measures and taking immediate medical attention for infected wounds in rural areas. Now that kind of catches me because I told you guys, Stephen and we have a goal, right? The sales of the book, by the way, I just got published. You can find my book on Amazon, eBay, Walmart, Walden Books, even Kindle. It is titled Growing Under a Poisoned, with a D, sky. It's got a big, beautiful sunflower on the front of it. We talk about geoengineering and we talk about what they're dumping from the skies. One of the things we talk about is their ability to dump more than just like toxins like this. They can dump even fungi, larvae. Like I did the rabbit video for you the other day, showing these rabbits with these growths on their faces. Okay, so history of screwworms in the U.S. So there is a history. This was done July 17th, 2025. Look at the set of eyeballs on that thing, right? By now, you have undoubtedly seen much written regarding the New World screwworm. Detections leading to the closure of southern ports of entry to livestock. All right. So I had also told you guys a few weeks ago that, the USDA had closed down bringing in livestock from Mexico, especially cattle, into the United States. Now, understand this. The screwworm, obviously, we've had a human death, right, is not just going to attack cattle. It's just that we know that cows have a lot of manure and manure attracts flies. So it just makes sense. But if you've got, domesticated rabbits, that's a mammal, your dogs, your cat, your children, your goats, your horses, all of those could be attacked by this New World screwworm. Developments, but at the time of this writing, the New World screwworm was detected 160 miles north of the sterile fly dispersal locations and 370 miles from the U.S. border. Okay, again, if you have been watching this, if you haven't, let me give you a little history. Texas A&M, the USDA, a whole bunch of people got together and said, okay, we're going to take sterile male screwworms. We're going to send them out by the millions so they'll breed with the females, but the females won't have any eggs, because this nastiness right here is what comes out of the eggs that the female lays, right? So, as evidenced by the fact that an isolated outbreak of NWS that occurred in Texas in 1976 was estimated to result in $330 million in losses. Recently, an ERS study evaluated what it might look like if the New World screwworm reaches Texas. All right, so what are they guesstimating? Oh, it's saying we can't get to it. Yep. Okay. Well, we can already assume we know what's going to happen, but there's something further with this, guys. And I really need you to take this in. Yes, this is a physical infestation of a fly. That may seem very physical to you. I'm looking at it from the spiritual side of it. I keep trying to tell you guys that we are in the fight of our lives. Everything's happening in the spiritual world, and then things are manifesting on the earth due to what's happening above us in the spirit world. So, Lord of the Flies. Who is the Lord of the Flies? Well, Beelzebub, right? And it says it right here in the King James Bible. But some of them he casteth out devils through Beelzebub, the chief of the devils. All right, the chief of the devils. So let's go a little deeper, because I think you guys need to know who Beelzebub actually was. It says, what is Satan's real name? March 11th, 2025. What a timely article. Look at that. Look right here. Right? Like a spiritual warning. One such name is Beelzebub, often referred to as the Lord of the Flies. This name derives from a Philistine deity, which was later demonized in Christian texts. Beelzebub becomes representative of chaos and decay, embodying the antithesis of divine order. So anytime that you see Beelzebub come on the scene, you've got two things that are going to happen: chaos and decay, because the divine order is out of order, right? Something's wrong. Something's wrong. And in the book that Leslie and I recently wrote, Growing Under a Poison Sky, we talked to you about what are the warning signs in the soil and in your body that something's wrong. Like we're under physical attacks, right? So it says that it is represented as the embodiment of evil, a tempter, an adversary. The character of Satan is deeply intertwined with religious text, folklore, and pop culture, of course. They got to put the religious text in there with folklore and pop culture. I doubt it. So whoever wrote this obviously probably wasn't necessarily a Christian, because they're looking at it from an academic standpoint, not a spiritual standpoint. So if Beelzebub is a Canaanite deity that we refer to as basically the chief of the demons, the head demon, could we consider this some kind of plague from the Canaanite god? And why would it be attacking America now? I'm just asking. It's okay to ask questions, right? Some of y'all caught that. Yet amid the many interpretations and characterizations, a question arises. What is Satan's real name? Understanding this question requires delving into biblical texts, translations, and the evolution of the character across different cultures and religions. The name Satan, its origin and meaning. The name Satan originates from the Hebrew term this right here, and I'm not Hebrew, so I'm not going to try to say it. Satan, which translates to adversary or accuser. I have been trying to get you guys to see this for a while. So this all just to me is like confirmation that I'm on the right track. There's so many people making false allegations. They're accusing, right, the Jewish people and Israel of doing things that are not true. Well, that's why I say only children of the dragon will perpetuate those lies, because Satan is an accuser. I have told y'all and told y'all and told y'all. It's in the Bible. Satan, one of the reasons he was kicked out of heaven was due to his bearing false witness against the other angels. In its earliest biblical references, Satan appears not as a singular personification of evil, but rather as a role, specifically one of opposition. They're wrong here, though, because it is a physical being. For instance, in the book of Job, Satan functions as a challenger of God, presenting doubts about Job's faithfulness to God. This role as an accuser is prominent in the Hebrew Bible. By the way, if you're a Christian, then the Old Testament you read is this, the Hebrew Bible, where the term does not necessarily denote an evil entity, but rather a being who tests humans. Okay, I would say Satan's evil. Boy, they love to water it down for the people, don't they? As scripture evolved with translations into Greek and Latin, so too did the understanding of Satan. The Greek equivalent diablo, meaning slanderer or false accuser. God is so good. Layered additional connotations onto the concept. Over time, this blending of terms helped develop the image of Satan as a more distinct character, embodying malice and opposition to God. So we know that, Satan, Lucifer, was the fallen angel. It also says that another term is often associated, Lucifer. The name Lucifer comes from the Latin word Lucifer, which means light bringer, which we all know that he was the angel of light and the angel of music, or morning star. This association is derived mainly from the passage in the book of Isaiah 14:12, which states, "How you are fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning." Historically, this passage described the fall of Babylonian king, but was later interpreted by early Christians to refer to the fall of a once glorious angel who became Satan. All right, Lucifer became synonymous with Satan, representing the once elevated angelic being who rebelled against God and fell from grace. This narrative of fallen angel adds depth to the understanding of Satan, transforming him from merely an adversary into a tragic figure with a storied past, struggling against divine authority. Whatever. He loves death. That's why he's the Lord of the Flies. I mean, what's the first thing that lands on something that's dead, right? A fly. In addition to Satan and Lucifer, various cultures and texts have introduced several other names and titles for this figure. All right, one such name is Beelzebub, often referred to as the Lord of the Flies. This name derives from a Philistine deity, which was later demonized in Christian texts. Beelzebub comes representative of chaos and decay, embodying the antithesis of divine order. All right, so other titles would be Devil, the Prince of Darkness, and the Tempter. In Islamic tradition, for instance, the figure akin to Satan is known as Iblis, and it's a jinn who defied God, commanded to bow down to Adam, ultimately leading to his condemnation. This iteration of Satan, while posing similar adversarial qualities, reflects distinct cultural and theological beliefs, showing the figure's adaptability across religions. In many religious narratives, the existence and actions of Satan serve as a reminder of the moral choices facing humanity, the dualistic nature of Satan, right? An tempter, an adversary, and even a tragic figure. No, I don't see him as tragic. Not at all. And I don't think most Christians do either. Ah, sorry, guys. So I just wanted to share that with you that there has been a death. It has been attributed to the New World Screwworm. Let me see real quick before I go. By the way, YouTube does not pay me. They have it, like 4.5 months, almost 5 months now. Going on 6. I just realized I can reapply soon. We do offer a monthly newsletter, sometimes bi-monthly, and we do Zooms. In fact, we have one coming up on August 15th where I Zoom with people who donate and row in the boat with me so that I can continue to do what the Lord has called me to do, which is push back against the lies. Now, out of curiosity, what natural treatments cure screwworm? I was not going to let me do it like that. I was just curious what treatments. Now, if you do decide to row in our boat, please add your email to the memo on the check or even in the envelope with cash. If you look in the top of comments and open it up, there's like 6 different ways that you can help us. You can buy us a cup of coffee. You can get Hammer a treat. He's been needing some treats since he's been going through his health issues, folks. But anything that you do will be a blessing. All right, so here's some what they call uh, natural remedies for deterring the screwworm, but I don't think it's actually going to like get rid of it. Texas to deploy bait scented like open wounds to fight against screwworm. What? I have to pull that up for you guys. Hold on. I am so sorry, you guys. Just give me 1 second. If I would have known that before we came on, I would have totally already had this pulled up for you guys. So let me type that in real quick. Texas to deploy bait scented traps. There should be a video. Let's see. I hope you guys can see this. I didn't even check. The Texas Department of Hmm. Ugh, that's so crazy. I hope that popped up on here. Guys, this is also new to me. The Lord's pushing me to learn new ways. Okay, I'm trying to increase my ability. Hopefully, you could hear it even if you couldn't see it. Here are some symptoms of having an infestation. Okay, painful lesions, open sores that appear red and swollen, foul odor, strong, unpleasant smell emanating from your wound, increased swelling surrounding tissue, maybe inflamed and tender, excessive itching, right? Presence of larvae. Visible maggots may be found in the wound. If you observe these symptoms, it's crucial to seek medical attention. All right. The treatment of screwworm infestations primarily involves medical intervention. They say go to, debridement, right? So cleaning it out. They will have to remove all the dead and infected tissue from the wound to promote healing and any further infestation. Oh my gosh, maggot therapy. In some cases, sterile maggots are introduced to clean out necrotic tissue while promoting healthy areas. For pregnant women or newborns affected by screwworms, specialized care is required. They will give you a topical treatment, products containing zinc oxide or aluminum acetate will help soothe the skin. They say antibiotics for secondary inflammation and infections, and then some kind of pain relief, and then surgical intervention in severe cases where extensive tissue damage has occurred. You may have to have surgery. Tissue grafting afterwards. It says to keep all your wounds covered. Stay away from known infested areas, especially during warmer months when flies are most active. Farmers should regularly inspect their animals for signs of infection and seek veterinary advice promptly if symptoms appear. If cattle exhibit irritated behavior, head shaking, or notice the smell of decaying flesh, or spot maggots in a wound. That's not just cattle, it's horses, dogs, the whole 9 yards. Okay. This is really serious. You guys stay safe. Please hit the like button, subscribe if you enjoy our content. Leave me a message. Tell me if you've ever seen one of these things or know anybody's ever been affected by them. You guys be blessed. Be safe out there.